Hello there, my name's Matt Lees. I am a freelance writer and video producer, and I've worked in the games industry for almost 8 years. Here's some recent work of mine you might have seen. I helped convince the world that Dragon's Dogma wasn't absolute balls. I produced quite an extensive critique of Bioshock Infinite, but I'm perhaps best known for my series of abridged games conferences in which I invented fictional characters Phil Spencer and Don Matrick.
I've got a really big thing for cars, it's fucking weird.
I also called out the discrepancies between the pre-alpha footage of Aliens Colonial Marines and the actual game, cooked a clicker omelette with The Last of Us, completed Dark Souls whilst wearing nothing but pants, lunged my way around E3, worked with Charlie Brooker on a couple of shows, and reviewed board games whilst wearing a dress. But I'm here on Patreon with a simple offer. For $1,000 a month, I can continue to reliably create funny, smart video game content aimed at grown-ups without any form of advertising, sponsorship, or compromise. Now, I love what I do, but I hate the systems that I need to be a part of in order to sustainably do it. And I spent years trying to work out a way of changing the systems, doing something different. And today, I'd like to present you with the opportunity to genuinely help me do that. So if you think that my work is funny or smart and you'd like to see that work continue, you should pledge to my Patreon. In the golden age of traditional games media, work like mine was funded by people who went out and physically bought magazines, and also adverts, which kept the profits high enough to allow media to comfortably keep doing what they do. But then free alternatives meant that people stopped paying for games journalism, and the money from adverts wasn't enough. Large teams were trimmed back to skeleton crews, optimising content to maximise views just to keep their publication afloat with money from adverts. And the problem here is that the majority of people who want to buy adverts on game sites are people who want to sell games, leaving games media in a perpetually uncomfortable position of almost being entirely funded by the people whose products they're supposed to be reviewing. Whilst editorial ethics mostly prevented the system from becoming downright bent, games media inevitably lost its spark and its edge, easing in an era of 7 out of 10 safety as the media landscape grew increasingly dull. But I was confident that YouTube could provide something different. Content remained entirely funded by adverts, of course, but done so automatically by Google, removing any need for maintaining relationships with games publishers. Unfortunately, the system is absolute balls. Advertising revenues are incredibly tiny, leading most YouTubers to accept extra cash directly from, you guessed it, games publishers. If you aren't comfortable receiving bonus mystery money, which to be blunt, you absolutely shouldn't be, then the only other option on YouTube is to consistently get tons of views. It's a ridiculously weighted monetization system that only really rewards those who can climb to the top of the mound of crushed skulls and Minecraft. And I don't want to be a YouTube star. I don't want to make them internet megabucks. All I want to do is find a way of sustainably continuing to create my work in an ethical, honest, and transparent way. And of course, working at Video Gamer did provide me with a lot of the freedoms that I've talked about here, but really it was only ever a temporary fix. I was happy with the content that I was creating and I was happy with the community that we built, but we couldn't leave it there. We had to keep getting the numbers to go up. It hit a point when I came to the realization that the only way to continually expand those numbers was to either just focus on one type of popular content or to just change my style entirely to suit a wider audience. I saw the way that the game worked, and I don't want to play that game. And the number that made me really angry, the number that I kept thinking about, was 10,000. In the world of modern media and YouTube, 10,000 views is worthless. 100,000 views? That might be worth something. But 10,000 viewers? 10,000 people? That's not worth anything. I don't want to work within a system that treats people like that. I don't want to work within a system that deems content that's only enjoyed by 10,000 people to be a failure. That video only got 10,000 views. Guess we're going to have to try something different. It's a toxic system that promotes dull, cliched, and often cynical content, but we can change that. If the content I'm producing has been sustainably funded before the videos have even been made, then there's no need to appeal to 100,000 people. If everything that's wrong about YouTube boils back to monetization, then the answer is simple. I just turn it off. We have the opportunity here to entirely circumvent the system. And if you like my work and you want to see my work continue, let's do this. So even just $1 a month from 1,000 people is enough for me to sustainably continue my work. And if that's all you can afford to give, that's still awesome. But if you can afford $5 a month, you can be a benefit sponge. As the guys actually making it so that my YouTube videos can continue, it's really important to me that you guys feel in the loop, which is why Benefit Sponges will get a weekly update video where I'll tell you what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about, ideas I'm currently working on, and also there will be an exclusive Q&A where I will spend a bit of time to answer loads of questions from people who are benefit sponges. To give you an idea of how this will actually work, I've created my first update video that anyone can see, and I will follow up with a Q&A video shortly. I want to make this stuff specifically for you, and I can't do it without you. So if you do love my work and you do want to see my work continue, you should pledge to my Patreon. Thank you very much for your time. You do look lovely today. Bye!